Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at yet another clip of someone having an issue with Southwest Airlines because they couldn't fit into one seat. In this clip, however, it goes even further when this person refuses to pay for the second seat and gets kicked off the flight. Southwest really seems to be enforcing this new policy where you have to pay for a second seat if you don't fit into one very heavily. We are hearing story after story of this same thing happening recently, although usually the person ends up paying for the second seat. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Okay, so this is a story time on how I will never fly with Southwest. So this just happened. Today is Monday, March 9th. This happened on the 8th.
And this is being uploaded on March 13th. This is a fresh one.
Okay, so boom. I booked a trip through Southwest to leave from Los Angeles back to Indianapolis, Indiana. I was in town for a comedy festival.
Caption on the screen reads, "Watch to the end to see me in my Delta seat." Okay, so at the end, she's gonna show us a video of her supposedly fitting into the seat.
Audition. Hopefully I get it. After all I went through, I better get it. So mind you, you know how airfare is. You check in the day before your flight. So I checked in my flight. I got my boarding pass. I had a layover in Denver. So I got my boarding pass, but for some reason, my second boarding pass wasn't coming up. It said, see security document or something like that. Check security document, check at the gate. My flight was at 8:20 a.m. Los Angeles time. I make it to the airport, 7 o'clock, whatever. I check in with the lady at the gate, only for two reasons. One, for the document to get my boarding pass for my connecting flight. But also, I wanted to check, like, hey, is this a full flight? Simple question. And I'll be honest, I checked if it's a full flight because who don't like a row by themselves? Who don't want to have a space in between?
Okay, so you're already looking to see if the flight is full. You're hoping it's not so you can have an extra seat next to you. Okay. Do we need an extra seat next to us?
But let me keep going. So I'm talking to the lady. I'm like, is it a full flight? She said, yes, it's a completely full flight. All right, cool. No worries. Mentioned the thing about the boarding pass situation. Before I'm leaving, she started to ask me, real polite, like, Miss Asia, just wanted to know, when you sit on the plane, do you have any issues? And before she could finish,
they're busting out the old, are you comfortable in that seat like they did to that one person? Instead of just coming out with it, they're gonna keep beating around the bush and be like, are you sure you're comfortable in that seat? Cause maybe you're not that comfortable. Are you sure? Are you sure you're comfortable? You're like, dude.
I said, I can get the arm seats down, baby girl. Don't you worry about that. Nope, the arm seats go down. Cool. No problem. You don't impede on anybody. Nope, all to the good. So I thought that was that. I thought that was the end of the conversation.
Okay, it sounds like they're having this conversation with you at the beginning of the flight, though. At least they didn't wait until you got halfway through your flight like they did to those other people and then made them buy a seat. I feel like they kind of held those people hostage. They're like, oh, you got through one leg of your flight. If you would like to continue, you'll have to buy a second seat. Like they really got you once you're halfway through the flight.
I go sit in the seating area, just chilling until it's time for us to start board. About 10, 15 minutes later, I hear my name on the intercom.
Dun, dun, dun. Uh-oh.
I think nothing of it, because again, I did ask if it was a full flight. So I'm about to see, like, maybe they, like, Asia, Miss Asia, we seen that we did have a seat, a row that's by itself, or a row with there's no middle seat. Just wanted to see if we can get your book change, whatever. That's what I'm thinking it is.
Okay, this is the second instance where you say that you basically would like a second seat. So does that mean that you actually do need one?
I get to the desk, and it's the same young lady who asked me the question, and then also this man who has identified himself as the supervisor.
Uh-oh, they brought the supervisor in.
And she stated, yeah, my supervisor mentioned that it'll be safe and better for you to go ahead and purchase, and best for you to purchase a second seat. What? So I'm like, purchase a second seat? So I see the supervisor. I'm saying, so you the supervisor? And he's like, yes, I'm the supervisor. And
he's like, yeah, I'm supervising. I've been supervising this whole situation.
Like, what do you mean purchase another seat? Well, for safety concerns. Safety concerns. My thing is, What's the safety concern?
Well, I don't know specifically about the safety aspects of it, but I know about the comfort aspects for other passengers. And also maybe there's a safety concern if we are spilling into somebody else's personal area. If there were some sort of emergency situation, maybe that person wouldn't be able to get out of their seat and get to the emergency exit in a timely manner. I don't know. Maybe if we start experiencing turbulence, we're all smashing into each other. I'm not super sure about the safety concerns, but I am very sure about the comfort concerns that our fellow passengers have, which are valid.
Because first of all, y'all said it was a full flight. So full flight to me means full. Like full to the top, no extra nothing, no room for anything else because that's full. And the safety part of it still doesn't make sense because
if the flight is completely full, how are you going to buy an extra seat? Do they mean it's all full except for that one extra seat that you need to purchase? Is that what they're saying?
If it's an empty seat but I'm still on the plane, what changes anything?
Well, their new policy is if there's an empty seat in your same fare class, they will reimburse you for that seat. I don't know how you're supposed to purchase an extra seat if the flight is full. How can you get on a flight that doesn't have any extra seats and then you end up paying for a seat next to you?
And then, where did y'all pull this seat out y'all ass from?
Right? They said it was full. Okay, now I'm getting confused too.
Because you just told me it was a full flight. So where the seat that you want me to pay for come from? I'm like, purchase another seat. And she's all on the phone trying to arrange for this additional seat.
She's calling the CEO. She's like, she's right. There aren't any extra seats. How's she going to buy an extra seat? I got the CEO of Southwest on the other line. How's she going to buy an extra seat if there are no empty seats on the plane? Well, you see, the thing about that is that...
Typing away, talking to the person, typing away, click, clack, 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 clack. And she said, yeah, it'll be $406.95.
Oh, man.
Who are you talking to, ma'am? Who are you, $406 for who? So I'm like, well, if I don't have that money, what does that mean? Because what do we do now? I'm not paying $406, so what do we do now?
Somebody's finally taking a stand, and they're like, I'm not paying it. Okay, so now we're going to see what happens when you refuse to buy the second seat.
Well, we can't let you board the plane. What? They treated me like Sheila from Why Did I Get Married?
I haven't seen that one yet. I'm sorry, guys. I've heard that referenced a few times in videos. I feel like I am obligated to go watch it now. All right, I'll go watch it.
They gonna make me have to drive to save my marriage? So not only did they say I will not be able to board the plane, they went ahead and canceled my flight.
Okay, they straight up canceled the flight because you wouldn't buy the second seat. A couple of times, though, you said yourself you would have really liked an extra seat open next to you. So it sounds like you agreed with them right from the start, but you don't want to pay for the extra seat.
And they were like, well, we're gonna, because of the type of fare that you have, it'll be in there as a credit. A credit? As if I'm gonna ever book with y'all again? Are you crazy? So I'm like, absolutely not. I need my money back. I need all of my funds, my ducats, my cheese, my cheddar.
You need your ducats back too?
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Don't you hate when a company does that? When they'll just give you like store credit or something? It's like, dude, give me back my money, please. You're not giving me the product. I understand Southwest wanting her to buy a second seat, but I also understand her wanting a full refund if she doesn't want to do that. Not store credit. Go to the Southwest store. We're selling merch now. You're like, I'm not flying with you guys anymore. They're like, use this as credit on another flight.
Back. So the supervisor gets on the phone call, all this stuff to get me in arrange for my refund, which they talking about it's going to take up to 30 days. 30 days? What? It'll be faster for me to dispute it with my bank.
Everything takes 30 days with Southwest. I believe it also takes them 30 days to reimburse you for the cost of that second seat if the plane was not full.
Before that? So my thing was, I felt y'all intentionally did this against me because had I not come up to the desk, you would have never known who I was, never known what size I was, and never would have been able to make this have this conversation.
Maybe. Although you might have ended up in a situation like a lot of other people where they go through one leg of their flight and then they get told that they have to buy a second seat. So then they're doubly screwed. Like, I'm already halfway across the world or the country or whatever, and now I have to buy a second seat, otherwise I'll be stranded here. At least this happened before you took off. And yeah, it probably did because you went up and talked to that person. They went and called their supervisor. But if that didn't happen, somebody might have complained on the flight and we might have ended up having to buy a second seat when we were stranded in a different location, like I said.
And the supervisor told me to my face, I said, so if I would have never came up, how would y'all have known? He said, I would have approached you.
Okay, so they are watching the lobby area, the waiting area, or whatever, and monitoring all of the different passengers and seeing which ones they might have to go up and talk to. Man, like I've said repeatedly, I feel bad for those Southwest Airlines employees. Nobody wants to go up and have this conversation. Everybody's going to be hostile towards you. Everybody is in denial about where they really are. Nobody wants to accept where they really are in life, so trying to have this conversation with anybody is going to be a nightmare. Also, nobody wants to buy a second seat, of course. I just feel really bad for them. Putting employees in this type of situation is messed up.
Excuse me? You would have done what, sir? You would have approached me and then said what?
He would have approached you and said, "Are you comfortable in that airline seat?" And then when you were like, "Yeah," he would have been like, "Are you sure?" And then he would have just kept saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Until it got so weird that you offered to pay for a second seat. That's the new technique. You just go up to someone, you're like, "Are you comfortable in that seat?" And then when they're like, "Yeah, man, of course I am," they're like, "Are you sure?" You just keep saying, "Are you sure?" And you keep getting deeper with your voice and weirder with it. "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" Maybe we don't do that.
Asked me what?
Are you comfortable in that seat?
So not only did they cancel my flight, was not even apologetic about it, did not show any type of like compassion to be like, "Ma'am, I do apologize for this. If we could just, let's arrange me some other accommodations." Nothing.
Well, I mean, arrange you other accommodations how? Maybe you could have waited for a flight that had an empty seat on it.
Or, so there are other airlines that don't have this policy in place or whatever. They didn't do anything like that.
Because other airlines have the same policy. If you don't fit into one seat, you'll have to pay for a second. And none of the other airlines will actually reimburse you if the flight is not full, like Southwest will. So they still have the best policy. Other airlines aren't giving out free stuff either.
They just sent your girl on her way. Like, "All right, big bitch, you can't fit in here, so go on." So I had to jump through hoops. Now, mind you, I was at LAX. I had to book a trip to go to Burbank because I bought me a ticket, which my ticket actually cost more than what they were going to charge me through Southwest, but I didn't give a damn.
Southwest has some of the best rates as well, yeah. Everybody's hating Southwest, but they have some of the best rates, and they have the best customer of size policy still.
Because I'd rather give Delta my money than Southwest my money, and for making me feel how you made me feel.
Right. Did Delta give you a free extra seat? I bet they did not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to say that you would have approached me, and I'm just curious to know.
I'm curious to know what you think other airlines are doing. Maybe nobody on Delta is enforcing these type of policies or something, but if they knew that you occupied 2 seats, they would make you buy 2 seats.
What you would have said to me, what you would have asked me. So nevertheless, if you are plus size, if you big, or if you love somebody that's big, if you used to be big, we Southwest, no.
Right, like I said, they still have the best policy, so I don't know why we're singling out Southwest. If you get on a flight with any other airline and you don't fit into one seat, they will also make you buy a second seat. Maybe they're not as proactive as Southwest is, since they used to have a customer of size policy. They had a lot of larger people using their airlines. That's why now probably they have to go and talk to each person individually. I think they're just basically letting everybody know about the new policy face to face in person. They're like, all of these larger people used to use us because they got a free extra seat. Now we're going to have to go face to face and talk to each and every one of them and let them know about the new policy. I think that's what's basically going on. It comes off like they're going on a witch hunt for larger people or whatever. They're sitting behind the counter up there at the front with binoculars, scanning the area where all the passengers are. They're like, oh, over there. Hold on, I got this. It comes off that way, but like I said, I think they're just informing people about the new policy.
Got ghetto anyway. Y'all went from 2 bags to no, like, who's running this place?
They used to allow 2 bags, now they allow no bags? All right, I'm gonna have to say that sucks too.
Who's running this place? And like I said, I fly a lot. I done been pretty much on every daggone different airline. I've never had this issue. Most of them do.
Well, in the beginning, and then also at some other point, you said you would have really liked there to be an empty seat next to you, so...
When I get on the plane, I ask for the extendo. Hey, can I get the extendo, the extension? And that's it.
Okay. Does that indicate that we might be more likely to not fit into the seat as well?
I've always known if you can put the armrest down.
Right, the armrests only go down right here. There's still plenty of room for us to go out underneath them into the adjacent seats. I don't know why we're acting like the armrest goes all the way down and is a divider between us and the person next to us. There's like this much room underneath the armrest for us to spill into the adjacent seat. Anybody could put the armrest down, I would say. A lot of larger people, it's not so much here, it's down here. So like the armrest can come down right here, it's not a huge issue, but we're spilling out underneath them.
You're good to go.
I think they need to have dividers between the seats, like where the armrest is, and then there's a divider that just continues going down like this between you.
I'm gonna have a picture at the end to show y'all me in my seat in Delta. And
oh, you have a picture? Okay.
Had a lady, the lovely
Let's see.
lady that was sitting next to me. She looked comfortable as hell. She was just fine. But tell me, let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. Am I tripping? If I'm not tripping, tag Southwest, please. Tag Southwest.
Okay, she actually has a picture of her fitting in the seat. I can't wait to see.
We need this. I need them to get this attention. I almost feel like Dank D. Moss, you know, with her situation.
Dank DeMoss is that rapper that sued Lyft because one of their drivers wouldn't pick her up because she was too large to fit in their car.
With the Uber,
not Lyft, whatever.
when them canceling on her, like, hey. That's not right. You shouldn't do that to people.
Okay, so you also have sympathy for her and not that guy's suspension system. Okay. Well, I mean, I love how we act like gravity is not real, like physics aren't real. There's no way that you could possibly break somebody's car. I actually made a video about that in the past, and as we learned from that video, the guy wasn't picking up Dank DeMoss because he was worried that she would break his car. He had a very small car. Cars do have a weight limit. They are designed to have like 4 or 5 people in them, distributed evenly throughout the cabin. Like through the front and back, not necessarily a certain amount of weight all in one area, all in one seat of the car.
What I think they should do, this is my suggestion, and this probably ain't even the best suggestion, but this is the best I came up with, because they didn't even give me a chance to sit in the seat to see if it goes down.
Yep, we need a test seat. I said that before.
Show them like, hey, these go down. I was just on a flight with Frontier before I came there, and I know Frontier seats are smaller than Southwest seats. So, and I got that. I stuffed that armrest down. It was fine.
Well, like I said, being able to get the armrest down doesn't really matter that much. There's a pretty good amount of space underneath that armrest, so.
What I think they should do, they should have a private room. A private room. And it needs to be similar to how they have these containers for like for your, when you put your carry-on in it, they got one for your carry-on. They got
a little test seat.
One for your personal items. Some airlines, they got the scale for your bag. Have a seat. Let me get in the seat. If this armrest go down, don't say nothing to me about an extra ticket.
Yeah, I think the test seat is a great idea. A lot of people might be embarrassed by it, but a lot of people also just want to save money. They're like, oh, you think I need an extra seat? Dude, let's go to the test seat right now. I don't care. If you guys can watch me sit in this, I don't care. I'm not paying for a second seat. Look, I fit fine. I think most people care more about the money. It sucks to be embarrassed, but it sucks more to pay for a second seat.
Don't say nothing to me about an extra ticket. Listen, if you big, if you used to be big, if you love somebody that's big, if your grandmama big, if your auntie big, if your child is big, hell, you got a big baby, whatever. We're boycotting Southwest.
Okay, let's see. Here is the video of you fitting into the seat. Let's see. If we look closely, we can see here is the space between the seat right here. We can see this gap. So if we follow it down, that's the divider between the two seats. Straight down, you are going into this person's seat. I would say you are. The armrest might be somewhere under here, under your arm, but if this line is the center and we follow it down, you go over center. Okay, and at the end there, we see a video where she shows herself fitting into the seat. As I said, I followed the line down between the seats, and it looked like she was spilling over into the other person's seat a little bit. The other person seemed to be a little on the smaller side, so perhaps it wasn't bothering them that much. So that's an interesting story, and it's funny that she got mad that they tried to make her buy a second seat, when she herself said she would have really liked an extra seat, and she went up to the counter to begin with to ask them if the flight was full. So that's funny that they ended up making her buy a second seat, or trying to make her buy a second seat. She was going up to ask about that very same thing anyway. It's funny to see one of these stories where the person ended up not buying the second seat, and she actually agrees with something that I said before, that Southwest needs to have a test seat. So she said a lot of interesting things in today's video, but what do you think? Leave a comment below. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.